So, upgrades or superfluous? Let's find out.
Hey Toy fans, Rob here. Let's get these guys out of the box and see what they're all about.
Hey Toy fans, Rob here. Back with a look at the GamerVerse War Machine vs. Omega Red 2-pack. This is a Walmart exclusive. You can pretty much find it everywhere, it seems like. This is probably the least desired 2-pack in the GamerVerse set, but it is still a 2-pack representing the game that shall not be named.
Marvel Vs Capcom 2. New Age of Heroes.
So, being a fan of the game series myself, I really wanted to check this out, and I bought it. Let's get these guys out of the box and see what they're all about. Alright, Toy fans, so here we have War Machine and Omega Red out of the packaging. I want to go ahead and start with Omega Red. This is actually the 4th time we've received this character in the Marvel Legends line. We did originally receive the figure with Toy Biz many years ago, but Hasbro themselves have also delivered us Omega Red 3 times. The first time we got him as part of the Soren Bath wave. The second time, we got him as part of an X-Men 5-pack, that's this figure right here. And then the third time we now have him with this GamerVerse version of Omega Red. I think all 3 of these Omega Red figures are great in their own right. My personal preference, I think, is still for the 5-pack version. Now mine happens to have the cables from the original Sauron Bathwave currently attached. I don't have that Sauron Bathwave figure anymore. But now we have this GamerVerse version of Omega Red, and I really like that they've actually sculpted new shoulder pauldrons for him. I think that was a nice move. It does reflect the Bengus artwork from the game Marvel Vs. Capcom 2. And they've given us the other little details like the Omega symbols painted on the back of his hand, which is not always a detail that we have on our Omega Red figures. The head sculpt is actually brand new as well. You can see as we compare these two, it's hard to tell, but that is a different Screaming face. And the Omega symbol on the forehead is just a little bit smaller. And of course his ponytail is blowing in a different direction. There's one detail on this figure that I'm perhaps being a little too particular about, and it's the knee pads. For me, it looks just a little weird to have these silver knee pads on the top of his white boots. As we look at the Bengus artwork, you really can't tell that the knees are supposed to be silver, and when we look at the in-game sprite, it also doesn't really come across that it's a different color from the rest of the boot. So, interesting creative choice. I might have just left it white myself, but at least it gives us a little bit of color variation on the figure, and maybe that's why Hasbro went that way. Accessory-wise, we do get the standard Omega Red tentacles that we've received before in both silver and white. There's no bendy wire in these, but I don't know that you really need that feature. We also get a smaller version of the cable, and a set of interchangeable hands, so he can either have 2 fists or 2 open grabbing hands. Height-wise, this Omega Red figure does come in a little over 7.5 inches tall. I suppose you could argue 8 if you're going to the tip of the ponytail. And probably the most relevant size comparison you'd want to see is how he stacks up next to a Wolverine figure, and I'd say the height difference there is pretty good. Alright, let's move on to War Machine, because I have thoughts. So this War Machine figure is actually the 4th time we've kind of received this general armor design in the life of the Marvel Legends line. We did, of course, get the original version with Toy Biz back in the Galactus Build-A-Figure wave, was it? And then it would be many years until we finally got the Deluxe War Machine from Hasbro, which gave us this version of War Machine. And not so long after the Deluxe version of War Machine, we got the retro-carded War Machine. And now we have this GamerVerse version. The main difference with this GamerVerse version of War Machine versus the previous 2 that we received is that we do have new sculpted parts on the upper torso and on the shoulders and on the wrist gauntlets. Otherwise, from the legs down, it's the exact same figure, just recolored. And of course, it's hard to ignore the giant cannon on his shoulder is different from the Gatling gun and the tracer cannon that we had on the other 2 War Machine figures. I also like the way Hasbro has implemented his cannon rotating forward and back. And if you played the Marvel Vs. Capcom games, who doesn't love that very Capcom-inspired, almost Tron-Bonne-inspired mask design for War Machine? Here's where the figure has problems though. If we compare him to the Bengus artwork, he's not game accurate. You'll notice that the Bengus artwork does look similar to this War Machine, but from the waist down, he's got black pants on. And for some reason, Hasbro's decided to give us light blue upper legs for this figure. Again, aesthetically, it looks nice if you take it at face value, but it doesn't match the artwork from the game. And since we already had a War Machine inspired by Marvel vs. Capcom, I'm curious why Hasbro chose to give us a near match on Bangus's original design versus just actually matching it. So very strange decision there. Accessory-wise though, we do have some cool stuff going on with this War Machine figure. We have a blast for his cannon. It's molded really nicely. It does have a hole in it for a stand that did not come with the figure. I can't immediately think of a stand that I already have that's going to fit that, but if you've got one, great. But it does plug straight into his shoulder cannon, and you can go ahead and fold it down. There we go, like he's fired a missile. He also comes with a rocket accessory. It's molded nicely, it's got some yellow paint on it, and it also has a hole for a stand that is not included with the figure. Now, unlike the blast effect for his cannon, this rocket doesn't actually fit inside of the cannon for the figure, so you're just going to have to, I guess, pose it with the figure with the stand, or just hold it there, I guess. I'm glad it's included, but I do wish we would have had a stand for it. I think that was a very strange exclusion for this figure. And like Omega Red, War Machine does have some interchangeable hands. Now, these hands do have holes for repulsor blasts, but War Machine does not actually come with those. Oh, and in case you were curious, while we don't have any video game reference to tell us what this version of War Machine looks like unhelmeted, if you have the old Rhodey head from the deluxe War Machine figure, that head fits just fine on this GamerVerse War Machine figure. Height-wise, this War Machine figure does stand right at 6.5 inches tall. And let's go ahead and bring in that Wolverine figure again, just for some size comparison here. And let's bring Omega Red back in as well. So there you have a general idea of the height difference between these figures. Alright, toy fans, well there's my opinions on the War Machine and Omega Red, part of the GamerVerse Versus Pack exclusive to Walmart. I'm pretty mixed on this set. I do like the Omega Red. I don't know that 3 figures down the road we really needed a new one, but if you don't have an Omega Red already, this is a perfect Omega Red to pick up. But if you're looking for a War Machine that truly captures the essence of Marvel vs. Capcom 2, well, I don't know that this is the definitive figure for you. It's just strange to me that Hasbro didn't go full tilt and completely copy the Bangus art style, especially since we already received a Marvel vs. Capcom War Machine previously based on the actual game sprite. This set is great for new collectors. But if you already have these figures and you care enough about the source material, you probably want to go ahead and wait till you can find these on sale. And with the way these things are filling shelves, I don't think that's going to be a problem. Thanks for joining me today, toy fans. Be sure to give this video a like and share it on your social media platform of choice. Be sure to keep up with me at D21Beast, and I'll take you for a ride next time.